People paying money to see me in a 20-by-20 ring.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to another edition of the 20-by-20 Ring Crew. I am Joe, and I'm here with my brother Matt. What's going on, Matt?
What's up? What's going on?
We're in the midst of a massive Survivor Series tournament. Something that I've been playing around with in my head for a long time. I'm glad I got to sit here and do this with you. You know me, I'm a gimmick guy.
Yeah.
All about the tournaments. Look forward to doing more, by the way.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We're going to do round 2 of the tournament. Last week we did round 1. If you haven't been following, we are using random.org's list randomizer to randomize the round, or the initial round anyway.
Yeah.
And, it's been pretty fucking interesting. Last week, my Take My Money match was Benoit versus Shamrock.
It's fair.
Yeah. But there was other interesting stuff in there. I mean, obviously you have, something like Hogan versus Bart Gunn. I never thought I would hear me or anyone say, intergender matches that we probably never would have heard of otherwise.
Right.
So yeah, it's already been a really interesting tournament.
It's gonna get tough to pick them.
Tougher,
I
should
say.
That's
how tournaments work.
That's how tournaments work. So, exactly.
Should be fun.
We're here with you for episode 42, round 2 of our Soul Survivor Series tournament, and we're gonna get right to it with the first overall seed of the tournament.
Oh, we're gonna do the Take My Money match right away.
Yeah,
right away.
Representing 2004. Eddie Guerrero taking on the 31st overall seed, representing 1988, Macho Man Randy Savage. Take my fucking money. How about it? I know, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know how you picked that one, because I mean, both guys. I mean, Eddie Guerrero had a pretty easy round with Brian Knobbs.
Yeah, that was probably the one that was closest to a bye. So far.
I mean, Macho Man would have had a pretty decent run against CM Punk, but again, we used for both guys too. We got to mention the championships, winning world titles that year.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero was no longer champion going into Survivor Series, where Macho Man was. Oh my God, how do you pick between Eddie Guerrero and Macho Man Randy Savage?
I don't know, but fuck me, I would have loved to watch this match, man.
This is one of those matches that I easily on the following contest.
Yeah,
because I mean, this is one of those. I've played this match in video games. I've pretty much fantasy booked this one in my head many times, and two guys that I just. It's so sad that they're not here anymore.
Yeah,
not just not wrestling, but they're not here.
Yeah, they're not here.
Fuck. Do you have a thought?
I'm a very logical person.
Yeah.
I try to apply logic to everything I do. And again, Eddie Guerrero doesn't have the title at this point, and Macho Man does. Macho Man is white hot, and for my money, as much as I hate to even pick a fucking loser, I'm gonna take Macho Man as the winner of this match, only because, again, he edges out that year rule. He edges out Eddie Guerrero because he's got a title, he's white hot, and Eddie Guerrero does not have his championship. Not to say he wasn't hot, just he didn't have a title, and so.
So, I look at it too. Again, as far as champions. I agree with what you said.
He's on the upswing.
Yeah, about edging him out, but barely edging him out.
Yeah, barely for sure.
And then I look at old school versus new school, because it's kind of what you have here. It was definitely what you have here, and Macho Man Randy Savage versus Eddie Guerrero what type of match would we see realistically? Is what I'm trying to figure out here. Are we going to get a slow, methodical match? Because remember, you have to understand, with Macho Man, and Ricky Steamboat could attest to this, like, he had everything planned out in his head. Like, the entire match was planned out. I don't know how Eddie Guerrero worked his matches, but I would hazard to guess that wasn't the case for him, especially seeing some of the moves that he pulled off. I mean, obviously it depends on the opponent. I mean, you got put him in there with Rey Mysterio. There probably didn't need to be a whole lot of planning because of the chemistry that those two had.
Yeah.
It's like old school versus new school. Who wins? I mean, I lean towards new school. It's definitely faster pace. You look at a match like Steamboat and Savage, and I'm going to sound very disrespectful to the old school fans, and I'm sorry. A phenomenal match, one of the best matches in WrestleMania history, but you put that in today's era, and that's almost like a standard. You should be having those matches.
You should be having those matches.
I'm going to agree with you on Macho Man. I'm going to say Macho Man wins this. But god damn it, it's
tough.
I don't think there's anything going to be any closer than that.
No.
I don't think... I think we've... Again, this is one of those where unfortunately the randomizer fucked us, and we got Macho Man Eddie too soon.
I look at it like this too. Old school versus new school. You're right, but both of these guys are very flexible in their in-ring approach.
Yeah, you're right.
Where if Macho Man was very methodical in planning out his matches, it showed. Eddie Guerrero, if that was not the case for Eddie Guerrero, he was still able to do it very successfully on the fly.
Yeah.
And as many people that peg Eddie Guerrero as this high flyer, like, he too was very flexible with his in-ring style. He could work many different styles.
Right.
So, we're not dealing with a working match that's set in stone. Like, there's so many things that could be flexible and bounced off of within this entire match.
Yeah.
I give it to Macho Man, not just because he's going to have a white-hot title run, but he's on an upswing, and if things went wrong in the ring, as methodical as he was, he'd still be able to pull it off, and you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that there was problems in the ring. With Eddie Guerrero, as awesome as he was, I'm not sure that I could give him the same amount of credit when it came to that. So, for me, those are the things that set them apart in this match.
I can agree with that. I think, Macho Man goes to the quarterfinals.
Ooh, yeah, dig it.
I dig it.
Our second match in the second round of the tournament, the 30th seed overall, representing 2005, Randy Orton.
Okay.
Taking on the 29th overall seed, representing 2016, Charlotte Flair. My first question to you is, do you think he showed her his dick?
We are talking 2005 here.
We are.
This is another tough one.
It is. It definitely is.
Again, Charlotte Flair, as I said in episode 41, this was, again, not just a breakout year for Charlotte, but a breakout year for women wrestling in WWE, main eventing, pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell matches, False Count Era matches, bunch of other shit. Just absolutely killing it. Randy Orton's having a great 2005. I think put him in a ring, legit have him work. I think some people are still going to have a hard time giving it to Charlotte Flair because she is a woman, and I think
including Randy Orton.
Does Randy Orton do the job? Well, it's not up to him because we're telling him if he does
Yeah.
the job or not.
You know what? I don't think he'd want to do the job.
I know he wouldn't want to do the job. Even today, he wouldn't want to do the job.
He wouldn't want to do the job. But you know what? I also think that if Charlotte was to be a part of that situation, I don't think she would care. I think she would just give it to him. She'd fucking take it to him.
You know what's interesting though is that 2005, you have a Randy Orton who's very close to a certain somebody.
Oh yeah.
Who's also linked to his opponent because it's her father. Where does Ric Flair, and I know I'm digging a little too much into this, but where would Ric Flair fit into this mix? You got 2005 Randy Orton. I understand he's out of Evolution at this point. He leaves. He gets kicked out of Evolution in 2004, shortly after winning the World Heavyweight title against Chris Benoit at SummerSlam that year. But obviously, as far as just where Ric Flair is backstage at that point, like if Charlotte Flair was in the same role as she was in 2005, and this match is happening, does Ric Flair say, "Hey, brother, that's my daughter. You better do the fucking job"? Does he?
That's an interesting question.
Or does he say, "Hey, sweetie, you need to play with the girls"?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Maybe you do. 2016, was Ric Flair around Charlotte at the time?
He was.
He was.
He was. I don't know for the whole year.
Charlotte Flair wins.
Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. If we're talking about Flair being around,
yeah,
whether she liked it or not, like he's Ric Flair, he's the dirtiest player in the game. He's not going to let his daughter lose.
That's fair. Yeah, the wild card here. Where does it go? For me, I know a lot of people are going to have a problem with Charlotte Flair winning it, but even before Ric Flair, it was one of those like flip a coin who wins. I think Charlotte Flair, again, based it off of talent, and again, this is you and I are both guys that have seen women compete against men, so it's not like, oh, well, you're just basing it off of their credentials and this and that, and blah blah blah. Again, I can list a bunch of matches where women have held their own against men, and one that stood out to me in 2018 alone was Toni Storm versus Timothy Thatcher.
Oh shit!
That right there, and you and I are going to talk about this in a future episode here. Potentially match of the year. Yeah. So, it didn't matter who won that match.
No, it didn't.
It didn't matter. That match was crazy good, but I got to tally over Randy Orton with or without Ric Flair, but I want to throw Ric Flair in there because that would be just even more interesting.
I think it would be the X factor.
Yeah.
And we've seen it on camera too. Like, she doesn't want her father's help in the whole night, but it didn't stop him necessarily from intervening. So
yeah. Oh, Charlotte Flair is pretty much what Cody Rhodes is in the sense she wants her own legacy.
Yeah.
The difference is that Ric Flair is obviously he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
But even then, I still see Dusty Rhodes saying, "All right, like I'll take a step back."
Whereas Flair
is just like, "That's my daughter." Yeah. He's doing all that shit, slapping himself. Like,
yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
Space Mountain created that.
Oh,
and all that
good lord!
Shit. Oh yeah.
Charlotte Flair takes the win.
How does somebody so normal-ish? I mean, maybe she's crazy outside. Maybe she is batshit crazy, but like his kids, for the most part, seem normal.
Well, think about it. His career, he wasn't that way up until a certain point.
That's true.
So I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see when it happens with her.
When she becomes Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh good God. Space Mountain aside, we're going to move on. Our third match of the night, round 2 of our Soul Survivor Series tournament, has the 5th overall seed representing 1989, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect himself, taking on the number 6th seed representing 1990, the immortal Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania. What you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do?
Get beat by Mr. Perfect. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna get his ass whooped by Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, you know what? Hulk Hogan was this phenomenon, that happened in professional wrestling in the mid to late 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take that away from him, but the actual professional wrestling that is put on by someone like Kurt Hennig completely overshadows Hulk Hogan's in-ring work. Hulk Hogan is, compared to Mr. Perfect, if we're talking about wrestling, which we are, Hulk Hogan is an attraction.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect is a wrestler. So yes, take my money. All of it's going to Mr. Perfect.
He's a wrestler in a wrestling tournament.
Yeah.
I think it's enough said. I'm being as fair as I possibly can. I understand 1990 was still a good year for Hogan.
But again, you're still nothing has changed. It's still the big boot. It's still the leg drop. It's still all of that. He doesn't do anything different.
Right. So for that reasoning, Mr. Perfect, for me, definitely too walks out of the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
As a winner, goes into the quarterfinals. So that's that, brother.
What you gonna do? You're gonna lose.
Yeah. You're going to get your ass back home.
Ooh, shit. Take my money. With the 26th overall seed in the tournament, representing 2002, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam, taking on the 8th overall seed, representing 1993, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Nah, I swear to you, I've been fighting for Bret Hart ever since the bracketology.
Now what, huh? Now what?
This guy over here has been so anti-Bret Hart since the get-go. You think he was Shawn Michaels sitting next to me. Oh, my God.
Wait, is that a shot at my wonky eye?
Still looks better. You have more hair now.
I do have... Holy shit, I do
more
have
hair.
more hair than Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, so...
I got something going for me. Fuck.
Bret Hart versus Rob Van Dam. God damn. This is one of those, again, dream matches. Who would win? Who would win? And you pick great years for both guys. So we're in the same situation as
Yeah.
Guerrero and Macho Man. I'm not going to use the reasoning of the same thing with Macho Man, where he's white hot. Because one, he's not quite white hot.
No.
But he's about to be. He's about to become the face of the company, where Rob Van Dam isn't. But it's also there's a lot of things that are wrong with Rob Van Dam that had nothing to do with Rob Van Dam. Why he wasn't successful in WWE. One, he wasn't a homegrown talent.
Okay.
That just wasn't going to work out. And then two, he's too much of a good worker.
Yeah.
To be a star in the WWE. A lot of guys who came from ECW and WCW, with the exception of a few,
Okay.
didn't make it. They were, had their run in, maybe Intercontinental Tag Team, but as far as being a world champion, it just wasn't going to happen. With the exception of him winning the John Cena situation, which he kind of fucked that up too, because he lost the title because of a drug violation.
Yeah.
So, but going to Rob Van Dam in 2002 versus Bret Hart in 1993, I still got Bret Hart.
Really?
I do. I do have Bret Hart, but I'm not fighting as hard to keep him in there. So I want to hear your argument if you got RVD.
I do have RVD,
Okay.
and I'll tell you why. I look at it as the situation between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, where I could see Bret Hart. You know what? No, I don't. I don't see it that way. I was going to sit there and say, like, Bret Hart kind of agrees to do the job for RVD.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what? I don't know. I don't know that I feel that way anymore. Because RVD is outspoken, and he's, we're between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam has much more of a sarcastic mouth on him when he shouldn't. So
right.
I don't know that Bret Hart would appreciate all that. I'm sure he would respect his in-ring work, but other than that, yeah, you know what? God, I hate to do this, but yeah, I'm gonna go Bret Hart.
Bret Hart?
Fuck. Fuck.
Bret Hart moves on to the quarterfinals in I guess a very reluctant manner. So
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Like I really respect the hell out of Bret Hart and the stuff he's done over the years, but all of the bullshit that has come with it, especially in the later years of his career, you're like, and I get it. He's a bitter guy. He got screwed. I get it, but you were at least partly responsible for your career. You can't sit there and just blame everybody about everything. Right. You just can't.
Oh, I agree.
So
I guess for me, it's the product of the years.
Yeah.
93. He's still 4 years away from being screwed.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's. I mean, I don't know the behind the scenes guy in 93, but I guess he's a little more open to playing ball for the most part. But seeing that he doesn't like, he's a traditionalist, I should say. I know he would have a problem with Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, that's why I changed my mind. Like he would have a fucking problem with Rob Van Dam.
So, but yeah, that's half of the Sweet 16. So
yeah,
moving right along.
Well, you know what? We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll come back with the next half of round 2. Stay tuned. This episode of the 20x20 Crew is sponsored by Amazon Prime. Sign up for a free 30-day trial, and you get instant access to thousands of movies and television episodes. You get to borrow Kindle ebooks. You also get unlimited free 2-day shipping with no minimum order size. You don't have to purchase. You can cancel anytime and still show the 20x20 Crew some love. You can sign up for Amazon Prime through the 20x20 Crew by visiting our website at 20x20crew.com/podcast/Amazon. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the support. And now let's get back to the show.
Welcome back. Thanks for hanging around. We pay some bills, and we are set for the second half of the second round, or the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Get ready for this match here. 1999 Big Show versus the 1995 version of The Undertaker. The 24th seeded Big Show versus the 10th seeded Undertaker. 99 versus 95. A rivalry renewed, but you have 99 Big Show, who has spent time with The Undertaker.
Yes.
As a member of, they were a tag team. I forget what the name was called. I think they had a name though.
Big Takers.
big Takers.
Undershows.
Show takers.
Yeah, there you
go. But then you.
Oh, good God.
You have the 95 version of The Undertaker, so you're not quite used to that version. But interesting matchup. And I don't know what it is for you. I have my pick, but it's tougher than I expected it to be.
It is, but you know what? Again, I'm going to apply some logic here. I could hear my cousin in my head. You take the piss out of everything. That's what he says to me. I'm going to proceed to take the piss out of this one, and I'm going with the Big Show. I'm going with the Undertaker.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with the Undertaker because, again, he is such a quick star in the company.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, very much so.
I'm familiar with him as Mean Mark Callis, and I got to see that transgression from Mark Callis to the Undertaker.
Right.
And it was while it wasn't seamless, he was still very effective very quickly for this company. And I don't think anyone necessarily had him pegged to do so. And clearly no one had the foresight to see, not even Vince McMahon, I'm sorry.
Right.
But he did not have the foresight to see just how big the character of The Undertaker would be. Whereas the Big Show in 1999, don't get me wrong, like obviously he wins the title in the whole nine, but
right.
if this were a younger, a little more agile Big Show,
like the Giant
from WCW,
right?
Then I would gladly take Paul White then, but not this time.
I liked this version of Paul White because he's got a chip on his shoulder. He, like many other people, had a fallout with WCW.
Oh yeah,
and had something to prove. But the thing about it, and I'm sorry to all the Big Show fans out there, he peaked in '99.
Yeah,
and then
that happens to everybody.
Yeah,
you know,
he peaked. He had his best year, and even in his best year, I don't think he's as good as the Undertaker. And the Undertaker's not peaked yet.
That's a very good point. You're absolutely right.
So, to me, it was a little tougher than I expected to be, but I do have the Undertaker beating the Big Show and going to the quarterfinals.
All right, and so he does. Moving on, we have the 11th seed overall, representing 2009 in the Celtic Warriors, Sheamus, taking on the 12th seed overall, representing 2000, the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Benoit.
As I was updating the board, I had mentioned this would have been a good match. Especially these versions of them.
Yeah,
too.
Oh yeah.
Well, Chris Benoit, really anytime.
Yeah.
But for Sheamus, again, we talked about in the first round, the laziness that has become Sheamus. But 2009, that hungry Sheamus.
Yeah.
Somebody that's really, again, not afraid to take bumps. He's definitely going to dish it out himself. I like this version of Sheamus. I don't like him beating Chris Benoit. I don't have him beating Chris Benoit.
I don't either.
He's not quite, because as hungry as he is, his talent-wise, he's still got a lot of growing to do.
Yeah, and that was a big thing for me for Sheamus back then. Like, I really dug what he was trying to bring, but you could tell he was having growing pains,
right.
And there were certain things that he would do, and like sometimes he would be sloppy.
Yeah.
And it was like so gut-wrenching for me. Like, fuck, like, take the extra time, dude. You know what you're doing. You know what you got to do.
Yeah.
Do it and do it right.
So there's a few guys in this business, and let's call it WWE for now, because this is a WWE tournament, that have had that reputation of guys don't want to be in the ring with them, but want to be. Undertaker is one of those guys. Bob Holly is one of those guys because they're so physical and they're so demanding. The Undertaker is one of those guys, for example, you better not get gassed.
Yeah.
If you get gassed and he sees it, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel. He's gonna give you some shit. And Benoit, same thing. You better be ready to go. There ain't no fucking Ultimate Warrior bullshit happening with these matches. And so yeah, guys wouldn't want to get in the ring with them because it's like, Dave, you get your ass handed to you, but you want to be in the ring with them because they know what they're doing. They're going to bring the best out of you, and you might learn something in the process.
Yeah.
And Chris Benoit was one of those guys. He's one of those key guys, and that's why I look at him. I'm not looking ahead at anything else besides this match, but he's going to be a really tough guy to beat.
He is.
And I just don't see Sheamus as good enough to beat him.
No.
Not at any point in his career. But 2009, as good as he was, he's still green.
Yeah.
He's hungry, but he's green.
That's what it comes down to for me, is experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chris Benoit on to the quarterfinals, beating Sheamus.
Yep.
All right, here's another interesting one. I don't know if it's a take my money match for me, but we're gonna go. So the 13th overall seed, representing 2001, The Rock, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, taking on his family with the 14th seed overall, representing 2013, Roman Reigns. How about it?
Anoa'i versus Anoa'i.
Anoa'i versus Anoa'i.
Wow. And again, you have really good years, both these guys. 2001, the last great year for The Rock. 2013, a great year for Roman Reigns. It's tough for me, but I got my pick.
I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
I got The Rock.
Do you?
I got The Rock beating Roman Reigns because of the level of competition. You gotta also understand too, Roman Reigns, as good as he is in 2013, he's a tag team specialist, and really nothing more. He's done some good spots with Ambrose and Rollins, but he didn't accomplish anything on his own yet.
Yeah, he's not singles Roman.
He's not singles Roman yet, which is a shame because, as we mentioned, he's the guy that got lazy when he became singles Roman. The Rock is obviously he's beating guys like Stone Cold. He's beating guys like Kurt Angle and Booker T and things of that nature. He's kind of the face of the company at the time, especially when you have guys like all those guys who can easily become the face of the company, and he's still very relevant. He's putting on great matches. Again, last great year for him before he goes full blown Hollywood. I got a very game Roman Reigns, but I have Rock edging him.
I agree. I'm going to take The Rock, and what I look forward to most for this match is the promos happening before the match.
Yeah.
I could give two shits how Rock wins.
Yeah.
Because as much as I enjoyed The Rock, I could not stand the fucking people's elbow.
Yeah.
I just, it's so fucking silly. Just silly fucking move.
I can see him doing the people's elbow, and Roman Reigns gets up and spears him.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah.
Hopefully, he spears him. But Rock still finds a way to win. So, yeah, obviously again that's where the age difference comes in, because I was a fan of the people's elbow for a while.
Rock was. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun move, but. Yeah.
He won a lot of big time matches with that people's elbow, though.
And it's one of those things like, shit. If he, because over the years we've seen matches where The Rock is a little more intense and a little more focused and less showy,
right?
And I really enjoy that Rock, and it kills me too because he was homegrown talent. He never went anywhere else. It's like, fuck, man, I would have loved to have seen him be The Rock, but be somewhere else just to see how it went.
Yeah, I look at The Rock as one of those disappointments too, because one, his movies are okay.
He's getting better.
Yeah, but he's like, I know you're not gonna like this comparison.
Oh boy,
but
here we go.
He's kind of like the action star version of Nicolas Cage, where he doesn't say no to a role. He just does everything.
Oh shit!
He just does everything. It just doesn't work out for me. Speaking of Rock films, I don't know if he's gonna be in the movie, but apparently they're giving Doom another movie.
No shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
After that first one, again, it's probably a reboot and everything.
Yeah, you would have to think.
But
by
still,
now, right?
It's like,
are you saying this because he's in it, or just because he was
because
in
he was in the first?
Okay.
He was in the only Doom that's been released so far. But Doom is getting another movie.
Wow.
But I don't know if he's going to be in it. He's got like that American Gladiator show coming out next year.
No, it's out already.
Is it out already?
I believe so.
Oh, what is it called?
Titans.
Titans. Okay.
I think Titan something.
Yeah, it's totally American Gladiators.
Yeah, well, it's like, I think it's American Gladiators meets American Ninja Warrior.
Okay,
that's what it is.
It's I know we're going off subject here. It's a shame though that people don't like. It's called American Ninja Warrior because it was originated out of Japan, and if you ever see the Japanese version, the original version of Ninja Warrior, as great as these athletes are, people doing the American Ninja Warrior, they got nothing. Nothing. Oh my God, Ninja Warrior was insane. But yeah. Anyways, let's finish up the second round.
Finishing off round 2 with the 18th seed overall, representing 2012, Dolph Ziggler taking on the 16th seed overall, representing 1987, Jake the Snake Roberts. This is, man, I think this is my personal take my fucking money match for this round. I gotta say, I was a really big fan of Jake the Snake back then. Yeah. And then, obviously he goes through, changes and whatnot throughout his career, and then being able to be an adult and hearing the stories behind the guy and just how his mind works when it comes to wrestling made me much more of a fan I thought I would ever be of old Jake the Snake. So, as much as I am impressed with Dolph Ziggler around this time, I'm gonna take Jake the Snake.
So I go to 96. And the reason why I go 96 because Jake makes a return to WWE. He goes in the King of the Ring tournament. Obviously has the infamous match now with Stone Cold.
With Stone Cold, yeah.
And Austin 316 was born. Jake Roberts would have been great in that era had his body been able to keep up.
Yeah, absolutely.
The mind was still there. Jake Roberts is one of those, if you mentioned with Macho Man earlier and Eddie Guerrero, Jake Roberts was the ultimate example of a guy who was able to adapt to his surroundings. Yeah. He could hang with the guys today. Again, obviously, if his body was able to. Mindset-wise, he can hang with guys today, and he would be able to adapt to change. And he'd be one of those old school guys that wouldn't be bitching about it. Well, in my day, this is what we did.
You're absolutely, that's a very good point. You're absolutely right.
And I think he is the ultimate opponent for Dolph Ziggler, the ultimate challenge for him. And this is going to be a hell of a match. Mm-hmm. A hell of a fucking match. And this is like a flip a coin type thing for me. So I'm not going to put up an argument because there really isn't one. It could go either way. It could go either way. It would have been fine. But let's take Jake the Snake.
All right. That ends round 2 of our Soul Survivor tournament here for 2018. We hope you're enjoying your holidays. We hope you have leftover turkey and all the fixins and whatever you eat.
Yeah. Get ready for the big holiday that's coming up, where we eat even more. We just like to engorge ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
With food and if you're like us, with professional wrestling, which we do all year round.
All year round.
And that is the Sweet 16. We have a quarterfinal.
We have a quarterfinal. It's definitely going to be interesting. Again, we are always watching wrestling in the background as we record, and we happen to be watching MLW Fusion with the likes of Low Key, and this match, Shane Strickland versus Filthy Tom Lawler, which is unfortunately a pretty badass match, except for fucking Low Key bringing his dumb ass into it.
Yeah, you know what, MLW does have a little bit of that American style wrestling where guys interfere and cause shenanigans, but for what it is, it's still good. I know we've been promoting it. I've been promoting this shit like crazy. I don't get paid for this. They're not getting any money from me. Yeah. But BN Sports, every Friday night on BN Sports, it is an international sports channel. They play a lot of soccer, I think rugby as well, a lot of international type sports. If you don't have them, I don't have them either. I don't have that channel. That's fine. They have a YouTube channel. All you gotta do is go to youtube.com, check out their page at MLW, and the show that's aired on Friday nights, they air it on Saturday nights at a very familiar time to old school wrestling fans, 6:05.
6:05.
So check them out, man. All their episodes are on there. There's about 30 episodes now. They And trust me, when they're in your neck of your woods, check them out. Don't take it lightly either. Buy your tickets as soon as you can, because here in Chicago, front row, there's still seats available for the show in Chicago next year, but front row was gone within the first hour.
Wow.
So that's pretty big for an independent promotion.
Absolutely.
You can scoff at that all you want for your WWE marks, but for a show that's only a few episodes in, that's pretty damn big. So.
All right, that ends the second round of the tournament, and we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going on to the next round. We're going on to the quarterfinals. So stick with us. Thanks again for supporting the show. Stay tuned.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, think you can tell us what to do?
I can't tell you what to do.
You think you can tell us what to wear?
I can't tell you what to wear.
You think that you're better?
Hell no, I'm not better.
Well, you better get ready.
But I am smarter.
Bow to the masters.
I'll bow to the masters over at Raise. Raise will hook you up with all kinds of discounted gift cards for your favorite places to eat, for your favorite places to shop online and in store. They have any place you could possibly think of, and they even have discounts on ride-sharing services like Lyft and Uber in case you guys need to make it to a show. So hop on over and support the show. Support your 20x20 crew. Visit us for more information on Raise and discounted gift cards over at 20x20crew.com/podcast/raise. That's RAISE. 20x20crew.com/podcast/raise. And we got 2 words for you. Save money!
Welcome back, wrestling fans. Thanks again for sticking around. Let us pay some bills in this bigger episode that we usually do, because we are doing the tournaments of Survivor.
Soul Survivors.
And we are down to the Elite Eight, the quarterfinals. And
I'm sorry. I'm always kind of self-conscious of my writing.
Yeah.
Because I have like very sloppy writing.
Yeah.
To me anyway. And I looked at the board too quick. We have a whiteboard with our brackets. I looked at the board too quick, and I know it says Taker, but to me I thought it said Tater. And I was like, who the fuck is Tater?
Tater Tots.
Yeah, never mind me and my wonky eye there.
Man. No, it's not you. It's bad handwriting. I get complaints.
I know, I could see everything else.
Yeah.
It's just like, I looked at it too fast. It was like, holy shit, Tater's on the board.
I get complaints from my colleagues quite a bit. There's a running joke where if you follow, we have to for what I do, one of the things we have to do when we're done, we have to put a sticker on the devices, let them know that's been certified.
Okay.
And it's a running joke in the company I work for is that bring your tablet, make sure you have it on you, because if Matt did it before, if started the sticker, there's a good chance that the serial number is going to be all fucked up. And yeah, thanks guys, I appreciate it. No, but I got chicken scratch handwriting, and I try my best.
Oh, me too. I got chicken scratch.
It's pretty bad, but we're computer guys, so
that's what it is. I'm telling you.
So, wrestling.
Yes.
Soul Survivor.
Wrestling.
Yay. Right into the first match of the quarterfinals. We got in the number 31.
Yeah, originally 31. The 31st seed, representing 1988, Macho Man Randy Savage, fresh off of a victory over Eddie Guerrero. Taking on the 29th? Yes, the 29th seed overall, representing 2016. Charlotte Flair with her father Rick at ringside. We've already made that a stipulation.
Charlotte Flair, who beat Bubba Ray Dudley, and Randy
Orton. So, holy shit, man, God. Where does this? Hey, you know what? This is how this match begins. They just stand in the ring with one another, and it's just a constant chant of "Holy shit, holy shit" for about 2 minutes straight. Speaking of holy shit, we're watching Selena De La Renta on Major League Wrestling as she comes out. It's a very classy, beautiful chick, bringing out one of the parks. Oh, Hijo de la Park.
You couldn't tell by the fact that he didn't have a fat gut. He's carrying around.
It's the coat. They have similar coats sometimes as part of when they tag up together. So, once again, we're watching MLW Fusion on their YouTube channel because we don't have BN Sports, but it's available on YouTube for you. Go check it out, MLW Fusion on YouTube. Macho Man and Charlotte Flair. Good God. I think what makes this match really interesting is Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, we're looking at a Macho Man who has had little to no experience with Ric Flair at this point in time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And so that's one thing. And also, Ric Flair's batshit crazy. And it's his daughter. So it's not just Macho Man facing the dirtiest player in the game. It's Macho Man facing the dirtiest player / batshit crazy father of the participant. So, and again, I'm not saying that to take anything away from Charlotte Flair. She could definitely handle herself. That's not an issue. But he definitely plays an X factor in this match.
Okay. So,
what do you got? Who do you got?
I think it's interesting, first of all, because it's Macho Man versus a woman, and
because his gimmick back then. I mean, obviously we know it's a little more than gimmick in real life, but for all intent and purposes, his gimmick back then, very, very second-class citizen treatment of women.
Right.
Looking back at
his treatment of Miss Elizabeth. So, man, how does Macho Man react to this? I mean, I just to see that bracket, I can see him going to Charlotte and telling her not to show up. Like, it's just
either that or like they get in the ring and she's looking to pick a fight, and clearly he wants nothing to do with it. And more or less, he would probably your father. I want your father. Bring him. That sort of a thing. And then when
give me the nature boy.
When he gets in the ring, he would probably put Charlotte in between the two of them as a shield. Yeah. Like, that's the kind of Macho Man we're dealing with,
Yeah. I think the X Factor, though, can get canceled out for me.
Okay.
Because Macho Man is also batshit crazy.
You're absolutely right. Macho Man has always been crazy. It just has been accentuated as his career went on.
So this is how I see this match going down.
All right.
You get the shit with Flair in the beginning, and a little bit in between and everything like that. But after the shenanigans are over, Charlotte takes over the match, and she establishes herself as a legit contender to Macho Man and this tournament. That she didn't beat Bubba Ray and Randy Orton off a fluke. That she belongs in that ring. And Macho Man, he's almost trying his hardest to kind of put his hand on her head and just let her swing in air kind of thing. But it's not working because she's connecting. And Macho Man takes one too many shots where he says, "Fuck it, like I gotta teach this broad a lesson, if you will."
He would.
And they start going at it, and they have a physical fucking match. Who do I have winning? It's not really that tough for me in this case because, again, we're talking about somebody who is in both people who I say they're in their prime, but I think more impressive in their prime at this point is Macho Man. It would have been more impressive in '88 had he worked for a better company, a company that actually respected him, and he wasn't a fucking placeholder for a certain person.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's for a future episode. Again.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But with all due respect to Charlotte Flair, who is a phenomenal wrestler who could hold her own, I just don't see her, even with Ric Flair in the corner, beating the Macho Man.
Macho Man is one of those performers, unfortunately for Charlotte Flair in this instance, second-class citizen or not. You're right. She would start taking it to him, and he would answer back. And unfortunately, I think he has more stamina in him.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot because, again, she's no slouch.
Right.
He's got more stamina, and the more you take it to Macho Man, the more he wants to take it back to you. And I just think he ends up being the hungrier of the two.
He's not afraid of going to war.
No, he's not.
That's the thing.
Man, some of my favorite stuff with him was later on in his career against DDP for WCW.
Yeah.
I never thought I would enjoy that match. And just the shit they did to one another, I was like, holy fuck. And clearly, he's not all there to begin with. When he was the madness for the NWO, it was like him amped up to 15.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
So yeah, I also do have Macho Man, unfortunately, and that knocks out Charlotte Flair.
Unfortunately,
yeah, dude.
You wanted Charlotte to go?
Yeah,
to the next round.
Man,
be a man, Charlotte.
So I can hit you and not feel conflicted. All right. Next quarterfinal match. Oh, shit. Okay.
It's a match we've seen before.
Yeah, a match we've seen before. Definitely a classic match, you know? With the 5th overall seed representing 1989, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig taking on the 1983 representative, also the 8th overall seed, in Bret the Hitman Hart. Holy shit. I'm excited for this one. I like this. This is two workers.
Yeah.
Definitely put kind of in the same, almost the same path for the company at different.
At some point,
at some point, yeah.
They crossed paths in '92.
Yeah.
SummerSlam '92. You forget that Intercontinental title match.
And to me, these the epitome of that belt was these two guys right here.
Yeah.
Both of them. When you say the words Intercontinental Championship, to me, I immediately think of these two right off the top of my head.
I think I got my year wrong though. It wasn't '92.
Yeah,
91. I think
it was 91.
Yeah, '92 was in England.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Bret Hart and British Bulldog.
And Bulldog.
Yeah, so '91. I apologize. But yeah, man, like these two have crossed paths, and I gotta weigh it on the year, and by doing that, I still don't have a winner.
No,
I don't. Again, I kind of go Bret Hart because of all the reasons like I've listed before. However, Mr. Perfect is one of those examples to where he was still beating guys. He just wasn't winning titles.
Yeah,
and that's the difference. And I don't know if that really counts as winning, getting over somebody else as far as this tournament is concerned.
Just listening to podcasts and hearing a numerous bunch of people talk about the type of person Kurt Hennig was, I'm going to give this one to Bret Hart.
Okay.
For the simple fact, Mr. Perfect never had a problem with doing the job especially for the likes of Bret the Hitman Hart. He was one of those performers where if it made sense and that's what you wanted him to do, he had no problems doing it. And don't get me wrong, he's not going to half-ass this match. He's going to take it to Bret Hart, and that's what makes this match awesome.
Right.
You have that. You still have that performer. He's still hungry. He might not be winning, but he's going to show you that he's in there to kick ass and take names. So, yeah, I think he does the job for Bret Hart, and Bret Hart advances to the next round.
I think that's a fair assessment. Again, it's a tough pick for me. It's going to be a hell of a match, potentially the best match of the entire tournament, potentially. Yeah, I like Bret Hart over Mr. Perfect.
All right.
And what is sure to be another classic by those two.
The next match with the what is that, 10th, I believe? Yeah, 10th overall seed in the tournament, representing 1995, The Undertaker. Not the Tater Tot, by the way.
Tater Tot, okay.
Taking on the number 12 seed overall, representing the year 2000. Again, the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit.
Fucking shit.
Versus The Undertaker.
Take my money. Take my money, please. I'm biased, man.
Yeah.
I already have a winner.
I think we're on the same path, though.
Yeah.
But go ahead and say it.
I'm taking Benoit.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah. Again, Taker's a rising star at this point.
Yeah.
He's quick. He's quick to learn the ways of the WWF, and he's getting his gimmick over rather splendidly.
Yeah.
But here we have a very seasoned, relentless Chris Benoit. It would have been a hell of a match to watch, though.
Hell yeah.
Because again, Taker, he brings it, and the moment you stop, he's gonna let you have it. But guess what? You're up against Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit fucking does the same fucking shit. So
yeah,
it becomes this fucking almost war of attrition.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit, how long do they go?
It's amazing to see Chris Benoit, because he takes his formula of wrestling and he turns the knobs depending on who he's facing. Whether it's a smaller guy or a guy his size, or a ring technician, or a powerhouse like The Undertaker, a big guy. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Chris Benoit was one of those guys that he was going to mow you down.
Yeah.
He was going to wear you out. And just like, there was times where you look at Chris Benoit and you say, man, like, had he been around during the catch as catch can era, like, he would have killed those guys.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that was like realistic wrestling. That was real to them, these people. And like, this guy he would wear you down. He would absolutely tire you out. He's the equivalent of what many presume Floyd Mayweather to be. Although I call him a phony for many reasons. Like, he's that type of wrestler where it was not necessarily knock you out right away. I mean, he could knock you out, but like, he was just gonna wear you down to the point where you gave up before you were even put in the crossface.
I easily see him going after Taker's legs.
Yeah.
And I would hate to fucking see what his chest looks like at the end of this match. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, to call him ruthless was an understatement.
It was an understatement.
So, I love The Undertaker. Definitely a guy that would probably be a winner in a lot of people's brackets, I'm going to assume.
But not in this one.
But not in this one.
He can rest in peace.
And there you have it. Fitting words for a Benoit opponent. Too soon. And we're going to wrap up the quarterfinals with this next one. You got the number 13th overall.
Representing 2001, The Rock against 1987's representative and number 16th overall in the tournament, Jake the Snake Roberts. Again, holy shit! This is one of those matches I don't necessarily think about. This one doesn't come to mind right off the top of my head. Clearly, Jake the Snake has the in-ring mind and definitely makes the Rocks look fucking like a dwarf.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't have that kind of in-ring knowledge, even at his peak. But do you see Jake Roberts doing the Rock a favor? Does he do the job for the Rock, or does the Rock do the job for Jake Roberts?
Jake Roberts would definitely do the job for The Rock.
You think so?
But I don't have Jake Roberts winning. Yeah, I think so. I think Jake Roberts has the mindsets to essentially do what is being perceived as best for business, and I don't think he's got a problem laying down for The Rock.
Okay.
But with that being said, I just don't see it happening. I don't for this tournament. If we're pitting against who's better, I got Jake Roberts all day. The Rock can't hang with Jake Roberts. He can't adapt the way that Jake Roberts can. I'm gonna follow the same form, and I'm not trying to poke fun at The Rock or call him a shitty wrestler, but it's the same formula, and it has to work for everybody.
Yeah.
And Jake's going to pick that apart. He is too smart for The Rock. The Rock is very flashy. He's got a great moveset, but again, it's a one-size-fits-all moveset.
True. Jake
Roberts is an adaptive, very in-ring general who's extremely intelligent in that ring. He's gonna know what The Rock's gonna throw at him before The Rock knows what he's gonna throw at him.
So why doesn't he win this match?
Why? I got Jake Roberts.
Oh, do you have?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I got Jake Roberts doing the job because you asked me.
Oh, okay, I got it.
But for this tournament, I got Jake Roberts winning it.
I agree. I think he's just got way too much fucking experience, and yeah, like I said, the Rock is dwarfed by the likes of Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
When it comes to professional wrestling, so yeah, Jake Roberts on to the next round.
On to the next round.
And with that, we're gonna go straight on to the next round.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
We have our final four.
Final four. Holy shit! So, with the 31st overall seed in the tournament, we have the Macho Man Randy Savage representing 1988, taking on the 8th overall seed representing 1993, Bret the Hitman Hart. Macho Man versus Bret Hart. Obviously, you and I have both seen this match before.
Yeah.
Who takes it?
I told you it'd get harder, wouldn't it? At least it's harder for me. Macho Man versus Bret Hart, 1988 Macho Man versus 1993 Bret Hart. It's a draw.
It's a draw.
That's how WWE would write it.
What kind of bullshit is this?
It's a tie limit draw. Nobody wins. Man, I go Macho Man. I go Macho Man over Bret Hart. I just go with the in-ring general at this point. And not saying Bret Hart is a dummy in there, but Macho Man, he's got all of the mindset to pertain to whatever his opponent is like. Again, I look at Macho Man from '87, Ricky Steamboat. You know, Bret Hart is very similar to that technical wrestling style, and how do you adapt to that? Well, Macho Man figured it out, and although it's Bret Hart. Bret Hart's going to take Macho to the limit. I see Bret Hart locking in the sharpshooter. But I got Macho Man toughing it out. Eventually hits the elbow on Hart and wins the match. In a match that really goes back and forth, of course. But for me, Macho Man he's too game in '88. There's too much about him at this point in his career. And, he's a glorified placeholder, but you can't tell him that.
You can't tell him that, and think about it. Back then, kayfabe still existed, and nobody really knew that.
Right, nobody really knew that. And he's a legit worker. He's one of those few guys in the 80s that was a worker and champion.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen.
That just doesn't happen.
And he was... Why Macho Man? There's a reason for that. Even in that company where it's about gimmick. Not that he wasn't a gimmick with what he was doing, but when the bell rang and you just had Randy, it was still top-notch television, top-notch wrestling. I love Bret Hart. I fought for Bret Hart throughout this tournament, but I got Macho Man going to the finals.
Man, I couldn't agree more, man. I am, I've been trying to go through these brackets as unbiased as possible.
It's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
But everything you just said makes perfect sense. And you're right. I mean, he had what a lot of guys didn't seem to have.
Right.
And it again, like wrestling, being in the ring with Macho Man in 1988 was not just a physical war of attrition, but a mental war of attrition. Because it was like he didn't know when to stop.
Yeah.
He just didn't. And he would just, if you took it to him physical and he couldn't keep up, he'd start beating you at the mental game.
Yeah.
And vice versa. And it made him a really, really fucking tough opponent. So yes, I have Macho Man advancing on to the next round.
Oh, there you got half your finals ready.
Yeah.
You ready for this next one? I don't think anyone was ever going to be ready for this one.
No, man. Holy shit. So, the other match here in this round is the 12th overall seed representing the year 2000. Again, the crippler, Chris Benoit, taking on the 16th seed overall representing 1987, Jake the Snake Roberts. Again, I'm trying not to be biased here, but fuck, man, I would have loved to have fucking seen this match. Like, why can't? I'm telling you, we ever fucking invent time travel, brother?
This is it.
This is it.
This is it right here. We're stopping at some point, picking up Chris Benoit. We're going to the 80s.
Yes.
Man, you know what? Like when I saw this right after I picked Macho Man in the last match, I looked down because I had such a terrible memory. Who's the next match? And I was like, there was a part of me that just like my hair stood up a little bit. It was like, holy shit!
That means we're doing something right.
Yeah, and it's just like, this ain't really happening, man. It's like, relax, chill out, man. As Naito would say, tranquilo. So, Benoit versus Roberts. You talk about dream match, and ladies and gentlemen, if this is not one of your dream matches, you got to go back and watch some wrestling. I gotta give you some demerits on your wrestling card, because this right here is wrestling personified. It's interesting too because you have two guys who we talked about physicality. They both have it, obviously.
Yeah.
Jake Roberts is as rugged as they come, and he will kick your fucking ass in that ring, and he would do it in such a slow, methodical pace.
Yeah.
That it almost looks like he's enjoying it, which he probably was.
Because he was.
And then you have Chris Benoit, who was all over you. I mean, he just was relentless. Absolutely relentless. Two guys who had very same mentality, but two very different methods in how they did it. The next thing, how do they adapt? Again, it didn't matter who they faced. It was the same formula, but they tweaked it for their opponent. Not in the Roman Reigns sense, where it was like, "Oh, you're shitty. I'm gonna be shitty." It's this is what I'm gonna do to you. What I'm gonna do to a guy who is 7 feet tall, 300 plus pounds. It's not gonna be the same to a guy who is 6 feet tall and 200 pounds.
Right.
Just the ability to adapt to styles. If Benoit was gonna get a little more high flying with the headbutt and everything, Jake Roberts is gonna have an answer for that. Jake Roberts is gonna go for the DDT. Guess what? Benoit is gonna reverse that into the crossface, or at least try to. Both of these guys they picked body parts. They worked those body parts. Chris Benoit was one of the guys that transitioned to the newer school of professional wrestling, but with the old school state of mind of what picking a body part was. So Jake Roberts and Benoit, it's like the same guy. They're fighting each other. Who you have? It's a draw.
You and your draws, damn it. I actually have a winner.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, you're right. There's a lot of similarity between.
Before you say winner, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I got a winner in my head.
Okay.
So I just want to. I'm not going to piggyback off you. I mean, we could agree, but just in case.
Okay.
All right.
You're right. These guys are. There's a lot of similarities in these guys. There's one difference, and it makes the match for me.
Okay.
Okay. And it goes back to who's more fluid in the ring. Benoit subscribes to the point of view of no wasted momentum, no wasted motion in the ring.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake does not subscribe to that. Jake the Snake is the kind of guy who will go fucking take a powder out of the ring just to fuck with you in your mind.
Yeah.
But Benoit has more stamina. And
Sure.
the more you do that shit to him, the angrier he gets. There's nothing worse than being up against someone who has more stamina than you and gets angrier the more you fuck with them.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what makes Chris Benoit the winner of this match.
You ever see the movie Draft Day? It's a really shitty movie about the NFL draft.
I don't think I have.
Okay. I think Kevin Costner stars in it.
That's probably why.
It's like Chris Griffin said, how does Kevin Costner keep getting work? But long story short, because it's not a very good movie, I do not recommend watching it. But he goes through all this bullshit with the draft, trading people and this and that and all this stuff.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, he picks like this. I think he's a running back, something like that. And with everything being done, he pulls out of his pocket. In the beginning of the movie, he writes something on a piece of paper, like a little rip-off, like notebook paper.
Okay.
And he puts it in his pocket. You don't see what it is, and
the entirety of the movie. Okay.
And the movie goes on, and you kind of forget that he has it, and then he takes it out because he's got the number 1 draft pick, and he picks this guy, and all this bullshit that's happening. He says, no matter what, this guy is who I'm picking. And he does all this fucking shit, and it's so unrealistic, but because nothing like that happens, and the Cleveland Browns don't pick anybody good. But when I did this, I had a winner. I know I joked. I said I had a draw, but no matter what, I was going. And I wish I had wrote this down because then I'd actually have proof. But I know you believe me. No matter what, Chris Benoit was going to be my pick.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit is just, I think at the end of the day is too much for Jake Roberts, and as smart as he is in that ring, you gotta understand this too, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Roberts never saw anything like Chris Benoit in his era.
Yeah, again, that's another good point. And
Chris Benoit's from the same era as Kurt Angle's.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho's. Jake Roberts didn't see that.
It's a shame that Jake Roberts is sort of a prick. Well,
Yeah.
not sort of. He is a prick.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times you'll go to like he, not that he does a whole lot of signings these days, but more often than not, you're met with story after story from fans. Like, I went to meet Jake Roberts and he was a fucking prick. It's just the way things are. It's sad though, because it seems like he will only talk to certain people, like Stone Cold Steve Austin on a podcast, things of that nature. I would love to sit and pick his brain about shit like this,
It's a shame that he's a prick because, I know he does a lot of those one-man shows, talks about his life, and I would like to go and hear him talk, but then potentially meet him, but I don't want to meet him if he's going to be a douche to me.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing, like, from what I hear, he does the show, but it's like before and after the show, it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it would have been really interesting to hear what Jake Roberts has to say about Chris Benoit, especially since Benoit just beat his ass in our Soul Survivor tournament.
There you go.
And we have a final set. Macho Man Randy Savage versus Chris Benoit. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break, pay some bills. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We hope you're enjoying your holiday, no matter what you're celebrating. eat some turkey, fixins, whatever the hell you're eating over your holiday. Enjoy it, and we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by Ebates. Do you do online shopping at all? Excellent. If you do, you can help support the show and save some money while you purchase stuff online. Have access to over 10,000 different shops online, including major brands such as Nike, GameStop, Uber, Burger King, and just about any other online store that you can think of, including Amazon. Each purchase you make helps support the show and saves you money. Accrue enough cash back and then cash out and receive your big fat paycheck in the mail from Ebates. Take the time, support the heels, support the baby faces, support your 20x20 ring crew, and be like the boys. Save some money. 20x20crew.com/podcast/Ebates. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for hanging in there with us and supporting the show. As always, thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you.
We are amidst the first ever Soul Survivor tournament, Survivor Series tournament they were holding here on the show. And it's been a blast, dude. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Yeah, man.
I am a huge gimmicks guy, you know that. And I have been chomping at the bit to do something like this on our show. And I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
And we are already down to the final match.
Final match.
It's been interesting. We want to thank random.org for letting us use their free list randomizer.
Yeah.
So you can do that as well. We don't get paid for saying that.
We do a lot of plugging for free here.
Yeah, we do.
That's all right, though. That's all right.
And again, we have wrestling on in the background. We are watching an episode of MLW Fusion. And currently on the screen, we have MJF amongst other people. And he's an interesting guy to watch. He's definitely one of my favorites. And he's so young, so I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this guy grows.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
we just also found out that they did a War Games match.
Yeah, they did a
Holy
War
shit.
Games match. I'm excited to see this fucking match.
Holy shit.
So
Sami Callihan, Jimmy Havoc.
all in one team, mind
all
you.
one team.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
But,
anyways.
check
that out.
Yeah, check that out for sure. On YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube for free. Just look up MLW Wrestling, and they do their weekly show for free on there.
Still not getting paid for this.
You're still not getting paid for this. Yeah. Just watch good wrestling, folks. That's all we want you to do. With that being said, as we proceed to give you what you need, right here, final match of our tournament. It has been quite the interesting fucking tournament, let me tell you. Two guys, two of my favorite of all time. And again, I've tried to approach this as unbiased as possible.
Yes.
And I've tried to take the piss out of every match, as my cousin likes to say, and just approach it logically, and still we end up with these two guys. And that is the 31st overall seed representing 1988 in the Macho Man Randy Savage, taking on 2000's representative. He is the 12th overall seed in this tournament, the Crippler, Chris Benoit. How in the take my fucking money, first of all.
Yeah.
Take it twice.
Take all the money.
I'm not eating for like a month if I have to pay to go watch this match. But that's okay.
That's
yeah.
okay.
Ramen for everyone. Ramen and hot dogs.
Ramen and hot dogs and fried bologna sandwiches.
There you go.
Those are actually good, though.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I think you and I are the only two that would probably agree to that.
Hey, you know what? We grew up. You appreciate what you had.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking fried bologna sandwiches tasted really, really good. They still do. My wife hates it. She's like, "That's gross." Like, you're gross. Married life. Yeah, I love it. But Macho Man Randy Savage, Chris Benoit.
I got to ask you before you say anything else.
Okay.
Are Miss Elizabeth and Woman at ringside?
I don't want anybody at ringside.
Nobody at ringside?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want nobody at ringside. I want a good, clean fight. I know this is WWE ring because it's a WWE tournament.
Sure.
But I want Vince McMahon to take a night off for this. Let him go.
He's not even commentating?
No.
Okay.
No. He's commentating at his own, at the comfort of his own home. And you have two guys that I mean, obviously Macho Man has Macho in his name, but when it comes to Macho and wrestling, you have two guys that, I guess to take a line from Scott Hall, oozed machismo. I mean, heavy hitters, adaptive in the ring. Both are red hot. 2000, we didn't really talk about 2000 being a great year for Benoit. Yeah, he's not world champion, but he's Intercontinental champion. He's putting on great matches with Angle and Benoit, with Angle and Guerrero and Jericho especially.
It's definitely one of my favorite Intercontinental title runs for sure.
Yeah, and let's not forget, he temporarily wins the heavyweight title against The Rock, but in WWE fashion, that was taken away right away.
Fuck.
He's having a great year. He's having an amazing year. So, like, we talked about Macho Man's year. That's well documented, but we got to talk about that. You know, Chris Benoit and Macho Man, again, too. Macho Man, 1988, didn't see a caliber wrestler of Chris Benoit.
No.
You know, again, Chris Benoit was one of those guys, like the aforementioned Jericho and Angle, that kind of took that old school style, but brought in the new school mentality. Do that, but pick up the pace. And it's you know, it's going to be interesting to see if Macho Man was going to be able to handle that. But however, Macho Man does have experience in the sense of he did face Ricky Steamboat the year before, who was kind of that caliber type guy, especially for WWE mentality.
Yeah.
You know, because NWA, he could go an hour plus or hour long, but in WWE it's different. It's a different style.
Yes.
And you know, your Macho Man's facing a certain style wrestler, and then you give him Ricky Steamboat, and it's just like you took him to the limit, but he survived, but take it to the limits though. I already used up too many in my draw. It's a draw joke.
It's
so. Chris Benoit or Macho Man. I got, you got the battle of you got the submission wrestler and Benoit. You have two guys who are not afraid to go to the top rope. You got guys who are both strong in their own rights. The movesets. I like Benoit because his movesets are a quicker pace. They're definitely different from anything that Macho Man has seen. But Macho Man is also a very adaptive wrestler, and he can have an answer to a lot of those things. You take away the WWE aspect of it, because the WWE aspect to me says Macho Man all day.
Okay.
And that's not including, obviously, Chris Benoit's personal life. That's just Macho Man all day. You take that away, my winner for this tournament is Chris Benoit. I think even though Macho Man has an answer for a lot of what Benoit does, at the end of the day, it's the stamina. It's the adaptive mentality that Benoit has. And it's just the overall aggression that Benoit has. There's not many people in this business, past, present, and potentially future, that was all over you the way that Benoit was. It was exhausting as a fan. And
yeah.
And that's for me, my winner of the Soul Survivor tournament is Chris Benoit.
I'm trying to think back, and maybe you can answer this question for me, and if you can't, that's fine. But my memory is failing me right now. WCW.
Yes.
Did we ever get to see Chris Benoit versus the Madness? No, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, going back to WCW, being that they were there at the same time, obviously Chris Benoit being a member of the Four Horsemen, and the Macho Man being a member of the NWO. As we do a quick search online, it looks like they did meet.
In an episode Nitro in 1995, and again in 1996.
I'm going to have to go back and watch those shows. Those, okay, I would assume, are available on the WWE Network as part of the Nitro collection.
Every Nitro is on the WWE Network.
If you guys still don't have a network subscription, come get it through us. You can do that at 20x20crew.com/podcast/WWE Network. That's all one word. And possibly at a discount.
Yes.
So, with that being said, I don't remember these matches. I don't know why I don't remember these matches, but I don't remember these matches. So, with that being said, I'm still using WCW as my footing here.
Okay.
You have what I think is the closest thing you'll ever see to the Macho Man being at his, like, in his final form, in his most powerful form in WCW. I know it was late in his career, but some of the things that he went through in WCW were personal, yes, and it definitely affected his work. And when I say that, in the way of wrestling, it was for the better, because you got to see Macho Man amped up to 15.
Yeah.
You know? Matches against the likes of DDP and Hogan, and, you know, he truly was the madness. He was fucking out there. And that is the closest thing you will ever see to Macho Man being anything like Chris Benoit. Now, if you take Chris Benoit, look at him when he was in WCW. The whole personal issue he had with Kevin Sullivan and Woman. I'll never forget that Nitro where it was after the big blow up backstage between them, and this was all personal about Woman. And they had a match. I don't remember whether it was a singles match or part of a tag, because again, you have Benoit as part of the Horsemen, and then you have Kevin Sullivan as part of Dungeon of Doom,
Taskmaster.
So they came out and they fought all over the damn building. And they had already had bruises on their faces and bodies from their previous altercation that went a little too far. Now you're letting them fight on TV for real, and they're potatoing each other left and right. And it wasn't just with fists or feet. It was with garbage cans and kendo sticks and all sorts of shit. So, as professional as they were trying to be, they eventually let their personal life get the better of them on national TV. And you got to see the closest thing to a televised shoot in quite some time at that point. So, and again, Benoit not backing down. And clearly, by the looks of it, at least his face, Benoit got the shorter end of the stick the last time around.
Yeah.
So, pay close attention to that match, and you get to see the ruthless aggression that is Chris Benoit. And with that being said, my money's on Chris Benoit against the Macho Man. I think Chris Benoit wins this tournament. You're absolutely right. His level of aggression and stamina just outweigh the Macho Man. As hard as that is to say, as hard as that is to think about, he just trumps him. He trumps him. And again, he subscribes to a different thought process. No wasted motion in the ring. Macho Man, great fucking worker, but he'll fucking take that powder. You know?
Yeah.
He'll adapt in a different way and use things around him. But guess what? Benoit's still going to be there, still coming after your ass.
Exactly.
And you better not gas.
Some people are going to take this the wrong way. Again, this is wrestling. It's not his real life.
Hate tweet us at 20x20crew on Twitter.
Yeah. But I'm gonna take the catchphrase of Braun Strowman and remove it from him. He is not the monster among men. Chris Benoit is the legit monster among men. First of all, Chris Benoit can flex Braun Strowman. I mean, he could absolutely destroy Braun Strowman in that ring. But
we already covered that on an episode of or a segment of the following contest on YouTube.
Right.
So, yeah.
Chris Benoit, man, he is a monster among men. I mean, he's that guy who he's insanely strong. He is very intelligent. His stamina level is unfucking believable. And on top of that, his aggression, his ruthless aggression, is just something you've never seen before. You put all that together, mix it up in this big ass jar, you get Chris Benoit, and you get a guy who easily runs this table.
And he has.
Amongst some of the best wrestlers that we've ever seen in the WWE. And he takes the cake. Chris Benoit wins this tournament. I don't have any gripe with that at all.
Neither do I.
I mean, there's so many great matches, so many great wrestlers. And you know what? And you take away the years restrictions. I'm not going to sit there and say he wins it, but Chris Benoit, even without the restrictions, is a front runner to win any tournament.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Keep that in mind for future tournaments. So if you don't like us using Chris Benoit's name, find a tournament which he's not part of the bracketology.
Yeah.
There's a good chance he's gonna hang around for a while. You and I miss him. We miss him dearly.
Yeah, we do.
And it shows in this tournament because we see in all these things, and there's tons of dream matches with him on here too.
Dude,
that first one.
I'm thinking like fucking Benoit versus Charlotte Flair. Like, how the fuck would that go? Oh my god, that's a nightmare of a match.
Yeah,
but it would be like a fucking train wreck. It would be an auto accident. You wouldn't be able to look away from it.
And you know where I'm going to eventually go at some point on future episodes of the following contest. Where does Benoit fit with the likes of today's wrestlers, like Kenny Omega?
Oh my god!
Like Kazuchika Okada. You talk about no wasted movement. You know, I love to see this one just because of how ruthless they are. Benoit versus Minoru Suzuki.
I knew that was coming.
Chris Benoit versus Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh,
you know,
Jesus.
you talking about how red your chest would be. I mean, like Ishii, he asks you, hit him as hard as you can. He'll regret that. You know, as we see Davey Boy Smith Jr. come out to the ring.
Yeah.
That's another guy I love to see that ring. We see Hogan, old guy Hogan there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man, he gets dissed by Davey Boy Smith Jr. That makes sense. But yeah, so many tons of fantasy matchups with Chris Benoit. I miss him dearly. But that is our tournament. That is our winner. That is Ruthless Aggression takes the cake, and he is the sole survivor.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening and supporting the show. Our tournament has finished. We have a sole survivor. We hope you've enjoyed all the coverage over the past few weeks. We definitely enjoyed you participating and doing your own brackets. Again, this is probably not the only time we're doing this, and I had a lot of fun. This is a fucking blast. Definitely love picking your brain all the time, but to get to do it under one of my favorite gimmicks, is like that much more fucking awesome to me.
It's been a real fun few weeks doing this. So I hope that everybody at home enjoyed it. I know you guys are not going to agree with it, but that's the point of this.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to agree with us.
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to make up your own mind and then get a hold of us.
Yeah.
You can do that on social media. Holy shit. How fucking great is that?
It's a great world we live in now.
Instagram.com/20x20crew. You can check us out there. You can hate tweet us about Chris Benoit and other, issues you have with us.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that Braun Strowman fan. How did he not win? I got a million reasons.
Twitter.com/20x20crew. We're also on Facebook. Our official Facebook page is facebook.com/20x20crew. You can come and talk to us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/20x20talk. And you can also email us, 20x20crew@gmail.com. We do exclusive stuff on YouTube under the guise of the following contest. It's on our YouTube channel, 20x20crew.com/podcast/YouTube to go check us out there. And of course, our home, our domain, 20x20crew.com on the web. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed your holidays and all your turkey and all the Black Friday shopping you can handle.
Yeah, hopefully you're not in the poorhouse.
Yeah, hopefully you're not in the poorhouse.
Hopefully you still got money to support professional wrestling, go to shows, go get the streaming services, all the above. We continue to plug wrestling whether we get paid for it or not.
Yes.
Always give us more information. Let us know. But for now, I've been Matt. He's been Joe. And until next week, we will see you in the ring.